Imagine trying to engineer a perfectly unkillable entity. If you wanted to draft a flawless, airtight defense against your own mortality, you'd have to anticipate every possible angle of attack. This bronze sculpture shows the Varaha avatar of Vishnu, a cosmic boar holding a defeated demon. That demon was the brother of Hiranyakashipu. Driven to avenge his brother's death, Hiranyakashipu made it his mission to ensure Vishnu could never do the same to him. This stone relief depicts Brahma, the creator. To force a negotiation, Hiranyakashipu performed centuries of static penance, meditating until anthills consumed his flesh. The measure worked, and Brahma appeared to offer a reward. Hiranyakashipu initially asked for absolute biological immortality, but Brahma rejected the request. True immortality violated the laws of nature, so Hiranyakashipu proposed a specific set of conditions instead. The king secured 5 specific exclusionary clauses. He could not be killed by god, demon, man, or beast, not during day or night, not inside nor outside, not on earth or in the sky, and no weapons could harm him. By dictating the specific conditions of his own end, Hiranyakashipu forced any potential opponent into a conflict defined entirely by his own terms. The conditions were set, and the results immediate. With his absolute defense secured, Hiranyakashipu rapidly conquered the 3 cosmic realms, Earth, Heaven, and the underworld. He implemented a totalitarian rule across the universe. To cement his authority, he instituted an absolute ban on the worship of Vishnu. The cosmic order stalled. Because the king possessed absolute invulnerability, conventional resistance was ineffective. You couldn't assassinate him or siege his palace, and the gods themselves were effectively locked out by the terms of the agreement. A perfectly sealed system cannot be destroyed by external force. If the shield was to fall, the threat had to emerge from within the royal house. That threat appeared in the form of the king's own son, Prahlad. Despite the laws of the land, Prahlad remained a devoted worshipper of his father's rival, Vishnu. The king tried to eliminate the boy quietly. He ordered his cooks to lace Prahlad's food with a lethal toxin, but the boy ate the meal while in prayer, and the poison failed to take effect. The king then escalated to environmental hazards. Soldiers threw Prahlad from a height of 100 yojanas, yet the boy never hit the ground. The earth itself manifested to catch him midair. Next, Prahlad was thrown into a pit of venomous snakes. The reptiles struck out, but their fangs proved useless. Hiranyakashipu possessed absolute physical power over the entire universe, yet all of that authority was entirely ineffective against the quiet, unyielding devotion of a child. The king ordered a final execution. He called upon his sister, Holika, who was immune to fire. The plan was for Holika to sit in a blazing pyre and pull Prahlad into the flames with her. The pyre was lit, but the results were the opposite of what the king intended. Holika was incinerated by the heat, while Prahlad sat in the center of the flames, completely untouched. This was the king's breaking point. Dragging Prahlad into the royal court, Hiranyakashipu demanded to know where this god was hiding. When Prahlad replied that Vishnu was everywhere, even inside the stone columns of the room, the king grabbed his mace and smashed a central pillar. Every failed execution had stripped away the king's certainty. His invulnerability was intact, yet he was being humiliated by his own child in the center of his own throne room. Look closely at the hybrid anatomy in this carved relief. When that pillar exploded, Lord Narasimha emerged, a form designed to exist exactly where the king's specific exclusions ended. Bringing that contract diagram back up, we can see the physical response to each exclusion. Because Narasimha was half lion and half human, he satisfied the conditions of Clause 1. He was neither man, beast, demon, nor god. And because he used his own claws, he satisfied the requirement that no weapon be used. The physical location of the confrontation was equally precise. Narasimha placed the king on his lap while sitting on the threshold of the courtyard. He was neither inside nor outside, neither in the sky nor on the earth. The final barrier was the time. The event occurred at twilight, the specific moment that is neither day nor night. With every single parameter of the defense bypassed, Narasimha used his claws to end the king's life, concluding his rule instantly. Absolute hubris often builds the exact parameters of its own downfall. By laying out the specific rules of his invulnerability, Hiranyakashipu provided the exact blueprint needed to find his end. But the removal of the king triggered a new crisis. Narasimha was an incredibly powerful manifestation, and his fury didn't dissipate after the execution. He began a destructive rampage that threatened the stability of the universe. This is Mount Kailash. The terrified gods fled here to wake Lord Shiva, the ultimate destroyer, hoping he could stop the runaway avatar. It was a stark lesson in cosmic balance. In complex systems, a solution designed to handle one specific threat often creates an entirely new, unmanaged problem.